The roof on our storage shed blew off, so I'm gonna have to fix that. This does give me a moment to talk to you about the NBA Finals. That ended a couple days ago, but something about the NBA Finals that reminds me of a story I haven't told you yet. By the way, take a look at our view in the backyard.
Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and
Okay, so now that I have a couple minutes. So the NBA Finals, if you look at that last couple of minutes of Game 1, LeBron James gets frustrated. But initially he does not. He did a really good job holding in his feelings considering the issues that were going on at the time. Constantly during that game, there were many calls that he thought should have gone Cleveland's way, and it frustrated him so much, but he held it in. He didn't do anything, he didn't say anything. Then at the end of the game, when it was so crucial, and he goes and tries to make a layup, tries to make an easy shot, he doesn't get a foul call. And then on the flip side, Golden State goes and just makes a real layup, they get a foul call, they get a...
They get the ball back, but they don't have defenders in. Curry drives, count it and one! Curry off the glass, and a chance for a three-point play!
That is one of the big portions of what the frustration comes from. He couldn't take his frustration out on the officials. He kept holding it in. He kept holding it down. And when it comes with his teammates, I think LeBron James was getting a little frustrated too, because he had an open guy for a three-pointer about 20 to 30 seconds before that play and just missed an open three, and Golden State hit theirs. It was getting real frustrating for him. Finally, as we all know, at the end of the game, Cleveland misses the free throw. J.R. Smith takes it and dribbles it out. All right, LeBron James is frustrated. Why didn't he just go up for a basket? So he's mad, one, because J.R. Smith probably didn't know the score, didn't know what play to do, didn't know about a timeout.
J.R. Smith thought they had the lead. He didn't know the score. I think, exactly. That's a bad mistake by J.R. Smith.
And LeBron James was trying to get a timeout.
And LeBron James is wide open at the top when he gets the...
So the game is going to overtime. And if you look at LeBron James in the middle of that bench during the time between the game regulation and overtime, that's when the NBA Finals was lost. He kind of had given up, or his frustration finally came out and he couldn't hold it in any longer, not realizing that there's still more game to play. And so when he come out at overtime, it was a very different game. You can tell the heart of Cleveland wasn't in that, and Golden State just took it over pretty quickly, and I think they even won by double digits in that Game 1. Now, my experience as a middle school, it's very different, but this kind of happened similar to me this year. My basketball team, we were playing in we played in a tournament. My teams had never won a tournament before, and one of my best players was not there for the weekend. So we had to figure out how to win without him. So luckily, we were able to come up with a formula and win that tournament in a very, very close game against our crosstown rival. That was our championship game. Well, that Tuesday, we had a rematch with them at our high school. And it's a big rivalry game, and we knew that they were going to come out and try to beat us. But we had one of our best players coming back, right? So we thought, well, this shouldn't be a problem. So we kind of took it for granted. We didn't give the correct amount of rest. And the other school came out really, really wanting to win that game. We were up by quite a lot, probably 21, 22 points, but they kept coming back and they didn't give up. And they took it all the way down and tied the game right there, almost at the end of regulation. One of my players got to shoot a half-court shot at the buzzer beater at the end of the game. He missed it, but a whistle blew. He got fouled. That means he has 3 free throws. Make one of them, game is over. So what do you think happened? Shoots one, he misses it. Hey, no problem. Calm down, you'll be okay. Shoots the second one, He missed that one too. And you can tell all of a sudden now there's some more intensity. The crowd's kind of getting more intense. The team is. You can tell he's feeling it at the free throw line. I think we even call a timeout there and calm him down to go take that last shot. Well, sure enough, he goes and he shoots the last shot and he misses it. Very frustrating game. The entire team could have been upset. We had lost a huge lead. Well, now we have to play an extra overtime. Here's the difference. Now, I'm not saying if I was a coach of Cleveland, this would have happened. I am nowhere near qualified to be a coach of Cleveland Cavaliers. But the difference is when that team brought back, they could have gone in one mental direction or another. And so what happened is I gathered around my player and say, don't worry, we've got you. We are going to take care of this. You guys, we all have a job to do now. Let's make sure that he doesn't have to live with this the rest of his life. Let's go and let's win this. Now, he was still hurting, so I said, are you sure you can go back in the game? He assured me he could. He goes back in there, he scores, I think 5-7 points in that overtime. They end up winning that overtime game. The team came around, gave him a focus to look for. The difference with Cleveland and what that coach should have done is they should have gone over to J.R. Smith saying, don't worry, that's our fault, we've got you. Instead of kind of giving it all up at the bench. And I can imagine it's the NBA Finals and they should not have won a game in Golden State. But at that time, that's when your team comes together saying, you know what, let's come together. Let's win this thing. We've come this far, let's not give up. That's the difference from a team that gave up to a team that didn't give up. So even though times are hard and you just don't think you have anymore and you've given everything you've got and you hold all frustration in, but the game is not over, find it in you to not give up. That's when those special moments get there.